Let me get in now to political correctness. You remember last week, I took a photo of one of my French bulldogs, Captain, who is white and brown and gray. They call it blue. And Captain is a 5-year-old French bulldog, and he likes everybody. I promise he's not a racist, but we're thinking about, just to prove that we're not racist, we're thinking about having him shaved, because he does have some black fur on his front lip that makes him look a little bit like Hitler, folks. And my wife first pointed out a few years ago that he looks like Hitler. Even in the eyes, he is very Hitler-like, not in his behavior, very sweet and very loving, and likes everybody. But that's only on the surface. We all know that, like the teapot that JCPenney banned earlier this year that looked nothing like Hitler, but the handle looked like the hair, I guess, in a round handle for the top looked like a mustache. Looks nothing like it, of course. And I guess a bronze bell looks like Hitler, too. So that's been banned and destroyed. And they've apologized, by the way, for... Be like if you saw a cloud that looked like an elephant or a giraffe. We know that's racist, too. So I apologized last week for Hitler dog on air. Of course, I was not being totally sarcastic, ladies and gentlemen. We later found news articles where people had pointed out that their neighbor's cat looked like Hitler and were disturbed, because it happened to have a black spot on its head that looked like Hitler's hair and happened to have some black fur. And so should there be a nationwide move to euthanize? I mean, should I euthanize Captain? Should people euthanize? Maybe a white cat is racist. Get rid of them. I mean, why stop there? Because, listen, I'm not joking last week saying that's where political correctness went, because they have to get you totally obsessed with the fact that you've been bad. They have to get you obsessed with the fact that using the word homosexual is against gay people, so you get arrested in England. I had the BBC reporter on, Robin Page, who was, by the way, kind of a liberal, but gave a speech saying rural communities deserve the same rights as homosexuals and Muslims. He was arrested. And they have people in cafes listening for racism. But when the government kills 1 million Iraqis, that's not racist. Or when Margaret Sanger says we got to kill the blacks, that's why we have abortion, that's not racist. Real racism, when I heard a local talk show host yesterday say it's time to sterilize all the poor people, including the minorities especially, that's all liberal. Oh, you're liberal. So you're worried about a teapot and a French bulldog, but you wanted blacks are, bad gene pools? Because I have the state board, when Susanna Hupp, a few years ago, the state rep, this is in my film Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement, the actual clip from the state of Texas TV. I mean, and they have the head of the psychiatry board on, and they say, blacks have bad gene pools. That's why we have them. It was like more than 80% of blacks in foster care are on psychotropics, on average 7. On average, everybody at 67%, or about 2/3. And they said, these people, if you're poor, you come from bad gene pools, and so we have to drug you. No judge, no jury, no nothing. Antipsychotics for 3-year-olds that brain damage them, because, blacks have bad gene pools. So if you say blacks don't have good genes, well, well, that's fine. You want to kill them? Oh, well, that's reasonable. But if it's a teapot, whoa, it looks like Hitler. They are creating mass mental illness in the public. So see, I'm not really joking about my dog being Hitler. Because if they can convince people he's Hitler, he is Hitler, and he'll have to be burned at the stake. Maybe he's a witch, have a witch burning. We'll tie rocks to him and throw him into the water. And then if he drowns, we can bury him a Christian burial, because he's a non-Hitler. But if he is a Hitler, he'll be able to tread water, and then he's got to be burned at the stake. And I'm being sarcastic, folks. They'll know I'm being sarcastic, but they'll probably have Rachel Maddow come out and say that I want to kill my dog or something. That's what they do, even when I say it's satire. Now, this is not satire. City of Seattle tells employees they'll be fired if they use the word brown baggot. So people say, oh, I'm not, I don't, all the time. The last week I asked Kurt, I said, hey, I'm going to buy the writers lunch. You guys have done a great job. And he goes, oh, man, my wife made me some great stuff. I'm brown bagging it. I had some great ribs left over from last night. And Oh, that's racist, too, because, you know, black people like ribs. By the way, whenever I talk about Obama and being Jim Jones, his followers wanting to drink the Kool-Aid, they say, oh, black people drink Kool-Aid. Really, I thought everybody drank Kool-Aid. See, everything, you can't talk. You know, if a high school wants to have a joke day making fun of country people, that's what it's really about, is making fun of rednecks. That's what the day was. The feds found out in Arizona and are moving to sue everybody and ban it, saying girls can't you know, wear Daisy Duke pants and put fake teeth in, which really it's making fun of people from the country. That's really the only acceptable thing is to be anti-rural white. So in a way, it really is a prejudice. And it's kind of fun, too, though, because I'm kind of a redneck, so I can make fun of it. I'm allowed to. But the point is that it's clearly a very popular thing. It's like dressing up like a caveman. Well, thank God for the caveman. But the point is that that's what this is all about. And so it's about getting you obsessed with everything that's not real so that you ignore all the real foreign banks stealing $85 billion a month of taxpayer money, General Motors being shipped overseas, our power plants being shut down. That's the globalists discriminating against us all. But see, as long as they can divide and conquer us, everything's okay. So, but it gets worse. You can't say the word citizen because you're not allowed to. That might hurt people that aren't citizens. Just like in San Francisco and Texas. Or was it in Dallas, too, it happened a few years ago. You're not allowed, it was Hispanic students at one school wearing, one of them, it started when he wore an American flag shirt, just American apparel. American flags, and they said you can't wear that. And then the illegals all wore their Mexican flag shirts. And then the school suspended 6 Hispanic youth, American citizens in San Francisco, because they said the American flag is hurtful. So see, you don't say citizen, you don't have the American flag, and you don't have teapots because that's Hitler, and my dog's Hitler, and you don't say the word homosexual, and you can't have a rebel flag, and you can't, you know, even have an orange General Lee card because that means you're racist, and just on and 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 on. But if banks want to rape you and take your pension funds, that's A-okay. So without further ado, here is the local Seattle TV station, ladies and gentlemen, where you do not say citizen or the words brown bagging it. I didn't know that. See, now I'm aware of this. When I said, hey, Kurt, I walked in, I said, I'm going to buy the riders lunch. And he said, well, you can get them lunch, because I do that, you know, every once a week for some department. I like to get people lunch. It's what I do, Texas hospitality, which is racism as well. And, I mean, again, I was at Barton Springs a few months ago, and it was 2 Hispanic guys and a white guy, and one of the Hispanic guys goes, let's go eat at that such and such Chinese food place. Hey, let's go. I could tell they were stoned. They're all having fun in the pool. Hey, let's go get that Chinese up at such and such. And the one white guy and the other Hispanic, politically correct, they go, don't say Chinese. They were, just saying Chinese food. I guess if I say, let's get Mexican food. Oh, it's racist. I mean, you know, let's get, I guess if they had like an Irish pub, let's get Irish food. Oh, you're against, oh my gosh, oh, you made a McWiener joke. See, but we're putting BPA on all the kids' juice boxes that brain damages them and gives them cancer. You know, they're raping their brains. Well, that's okay. Let's go ahead and go to now the Sovietization of America in Seattle. Here it is. Brown bag, folks, is racist. Here it is.
As people who work in city government, we represent all the residents of Seattle.
That is part of the memo to City Hall that spells it all out. A recommendation to no longer use the terms citizen or brown bag.
That's right.
The Office for Civil Rights says Seattle serves all residents, whether they're citizens or not. Some like it and some don't.
I think it's ridiculous.
In the sense that citizenship means like legal matters. It might not account for everybody.
And while city leaders publicize brown bag lunch meetings all the time, the term does have a sordid history.
It used to be a way that people could judge the skin color.
But do you find it offensive?
No, not at all. I personally don't.
They've been calling that brown bags for years.
And those responses made us think, what else might governments try to ban? Brown bags come from the supermarket near the black olives, the white onions, and the yellow mustard.
Dreaming of a white Christmas.
Uh-oh, it's racist.
We all want a white Christmas, and a lot of us tie yellow ribbons around that old oak tree.
That's racist.
While UW students spend years walking through Red Square. But the city of Seattle is not alone. State lawmakers just voted to remove all gender-specific words in official records. Freshmen are now first years. Journeymen are journey level, and penmanship handwriting.
Come on, we all know what it means.
To offend or not to offend?
I mean, I think that's carrying it to the point of ridiculous.
That's the point.
Turns out it's a really big question.
So what do you say instead of brown bagging it at the office? Well, according to that memo floating around Seattle, try out sack lunch, or how about lunch and learn? Luke Ducey, Como 4 News.
Well, wait a minute. That's anti-German because the Germans sacked Rome. And they even called some of the tribes, the nickname the Romans had them was sackers. Whoa! I'm part German. I want that banned. Again, and the media should have absolutely decried it. Como did an okay job. Usually the media would be like, this is good. Arrest everyone. But that's where this is all going, ladies and gentlemen. That's the plan. Meanwhile, when we come back, before I get into all the geopolitical news that I've mentioned, the huge Benghazi news and more, this went up on Infowars.com yesterday, WISN-TV. Armed agents raid animal shelter for baby deer and then kill it. And they come with a SWAT team, put everybody in an area holding them, take the deer, kill it, and then put fines on the animal shelter that took care of a fawn. And again, I've had friends and family that, take care of a fawn when the mama gets hit and the fawn sits there, you take it in, feed it. The point is that the crime was taking care of something. They want to henpeck regular, hardworking, good people. It's about teaching you you're bad. It's about teaching your kids when you're in D.C. They run over and say, "What are you doing, young man?" to a 7-year-old. "Taking pictures of the White House. Give me your ID." And the families get upset, and the Secret Service in police uniforms get in their face. I've seen this. I've videotaped it. We've put it out. And they do it to us, and it's let you, and you go, "This isn't America." And they just look at you just going, "You bet it isn't, boys." Just like, "You bet, you scum." And that's why so many Secret Service have been quitting. Like Bongino, we ought to get him back on, running for Senate. Or is it governor? I forget. Because this is evil, folks. This is authoritarianism, and they want you to know this. I mean, now cops will say, "I'm going to search your car." You're like, "You don't have a right." And they'll just taser you on the spot. And then they'll back those people up, or they'll do proctology exams on 2 women, 4 orifices, 1 glove. Totally criminal. I mean, doing the proctology exam is rape, but it's like you're an animal. And the head of the state police said he liked it until they lost, started losing court cases. The state police in Texas want to pull your wife over and ram their hands inside their body looking for drugs the government shipped in. The government runs Al-Qaeda. They run it all. But when we come back, they come and murder the baby deer to save it. This is the mental illness of government. Because there's a war on for your mind. That has been our motto here at InfoWars for my 18 years of battle against the globalist. And now we see the open announcements of global, private, corporate tyranny over our governments. That's what the New World Order is an unaccountable private combine of organized crime engaged in corporate takeovers of nation states and the conscious attempt to abolish basic rights and fundamental liberties. Infowars.com is not just leading the charge against this here in the U.S. or North America. We are leading the charge worldwide. And that's because our listeners, our viewers, our supporters, fellow freedom lovers like you across the planet resonate with our message of liberty and telling it like it is. And that's why for the last 2 years especially, I have thrown everything I've got, my time, my energy, our backup capital, everything into really trying to awaken the sleeping giant that is humanity. And that's why the July issue that just came in a few days ago is so important. We've already sold about half the stock we have of it at cost in groups of 10 up to 100 in bulk. It covers the entire NSA spy grid, how it ties in worldwide, how it's not about stopping terrorists, but about suppressing and dominating and controlling the free press and political opposition. And in this magazine, we don't just have 3 free bumper stickers like I did a few months ago. We have 10 bumper stickers, 4 full-size ones with amazing messages guaranteed to get people thinking like America has been occupied by globalist forces. Infowars.com. Listen to Alex Jones at Infowars.com. Infowars.com. Forbidden information. Listen to Alex Jones. Infowars.com. And then on top of it, 6 medium-sized bumper stickers with the message as well. These are key to post in legal and lawful areas on your book bag, your computer, your car, or to give friends and family. I have printed 500,000 of these bumper stickers. Only half of this month's run of magazines has them. So when you purchase them in bulk or you're a 12-month subscriber, you will get the special issue. And I can't afford to do this every month, so it's going to be quite a while until we do this again. Please take advantage of this. Buy them in bulk and give them to your friends and family and encourage them to get these bumper stickers out, because with 500,000 stickers, we can reach tens of millions of people with the message of truth. They want to collectivize us. They want to bankrupt us. They want to drive us into their arms to control us. They want to dumb us down. But the sleeping giant that is free humanity is awakening. So I want to thank you all for your support. I want to encourage everybody to go to InfoWarsStore.com and to get a 12-month subscription or to give a gift subscription. Imagine 12 of these coming to your friends or family's door to wake them up. Or to give a gift subscription to the local police department or your local congressman or woman. This is how we're going to affect change, voting with our dollars and voting with our time. Again, visit InfoWarsStore.com today to subscribe, to get the magazine in bulk, or to give a gift subscription, or to give yourself a subscription to wake up friends and family. I am all in. I am committed 110% to not mince words and to not back off and to boldly confront the globalist. And our listeners and supporters are info warriors who aren't behind us, they're right beside us. So I want to thank all of you that have supported us in the past, and I want to encourage all of you out there who may be on the fence, that know this information is true, but have been scared to take action. You had better be scared of not taking action and letting this monstrous system come to fruition. Now is the time to commit. Now is the time to say which side of history you're on. Now is the time to stand against the globalist and the New World Order. And regardless of whether you get this July issue, this July 4th Resistance to Tyrants issue, spread the word about liberty, resist corruption in your area. Millions of us doing little things can move mountains together. I'm Alex Jones signing off for Infowars.com and the Infowars team.